Hi guys, your English instructor is here and I'm going to talk to you about week 2. So week 2, as you see on the screen, is titled Proposing a Big Question. That means that over this week, you're supposed to pick a topic that you will use for the entire semester. And I already told you that in this class, we are going to pick one topic rather than separate topics for separate projects. What you are probably used to. That's why I'm asking you to be very responsible, so you do not have to change it in the future, because I won't be able to allow you to do that. And let me show you our readings and resources. So they are broken down into 3 parts: readings for research. You will read chapter 30 on library research, and also let me show you CNM library guide. You can go through all these various resources that they have that will help you with your research, but they also have research guides. If you scroll down to English, that has resources for the English classes here at CNM. You can click here at controversial issues, because your topic should be controversial. Otherwise, you won't be able to write a good argument for your project 3. So you see that they even have a designated librarian. After you peruse all these resources here, you can always email him and ask if you are struggling with your controversial topic, and he will help you. Another thing that I have for you is research tracks. I'm not going to open it, but you will see what topics you will need to avoid. And I can tell you up front what topics these are. It's politics, gun control, abortion, and such like things. Those topics that evoke a lot of strong emotions. Why? Because if you develop strong emotions, you will not be able to stay objective. And again, for your argument, you will have to stay objective because you will have to present both sides of the issue. Also, it will be very hard for your peers to provide you feedback during peer review. And it will be very hard for me to grade your paper, again, because these are serious processes and we do not want to get too emotional. Also, we have readings on analyzing visuals, because this week we are going to introduce you to visual rhetoric. And here, of course, you will read the chapter in our OER. And also we have a couple of resources on semiotics. Semiotics is a science about science, and that's absolutely essential for analyzing visuals. And we have a couple of sources for you to analyze for our weekly assignments. The perfect match, it's a story, and an image. This image, that's what you will use for your analysis. And so this is our project 1. This is a pretty big prompt. You will go through all these tabs, including grading criteria and steps, which is also very important. And also, if you get confused, of course, you will ask me questions, but also we have a sample for you. You go to this link and you will see a sample of a student paper. So you will see that it's not that difficult. And so for our discussion, you will analyze that visual and that story. And so here's the prompt. What I want to explain up front about our essays, whatever you write for this class. First and foremost, so we're on the same page from the start. Do not forget that all of your assignments, all of your writings that you submit should be formatted in the MLA style. And this is not because I'm so strict, but because of following a particular format is one of the goals of this class. Because when you start a job after you graduate, you will see if that will be something more or less serious. You will see that you will need to write in a particular format and follow this format. Or if you progress in your career, there is a chance you will have to develop those formats. So we need to be aware of them, and we need to be able to navigate them easily, because you know, it may be one format that is required here, and at a different place there may be a different format at a different workplace, I mean. And it's very easy to uh, it's very easy to get lost in those formats, but also it's very necessary to navigate them and to switch between them, you know, when necessary. That's why I'm going to point to this thing all the time. If you guys do not follow MLA format, I will always mark that, and you know why. Another thing, when you write something, make sure that you always provide evidence. For example, this prompt asks you questions, and you are expected to answer those questions in the format of an essay. For example, values. You want to write about values. Whatever statement you make about that story or that graffiti, you always support your idea with specific examples from the story. You quote specific sentences that illustrate your point. The same thing about that graffiti. You make a statement and you point to a specific detail in that graffiti that supports your claim, you know, because otherwise your writing will sound unsubstantiated, and we do not want that. And the last thing that I want to point to is that it should be an essay, because I had students in the past who, seeing that they should analyze two things, write this assignment in the format of a list. One, the perfect match, that's what they think. Two, mural, that's what they think. I do not want this 1, 2. I want an essay. And in this essay, you will put these two sources, the story and the graffiti, in conversation. And why this is important? Because that's what the prompt is asking you to do. If we go to the prompt, you will read what you are required to do here, and you will see that this assignment is asking you to do this, to research a central conversation in your field. So when you pick your sources on your topic, you will put them in conversation. And with these small assignments, we are practicing to work on this big project. And you will put those two sources, the story and the graffiti, in conversation. And the last thing here is a journal, propose a big question. That's where you will actually explain what your topic you are going to work on in this class. And these are the questions that you might want to use. And again, MLA style, it's important. And again, I'm making an emphasis on that. Though you see those questions that are separate, that's a list of questions. I do not want you to sound those questions like 1, 2, 3. On the opposite, I want you guys to write an essay. So your essay should have a good flow. So each of these ideas should, segue from one to another. And we do not need this. You won't see inquisitive. Rather than that, you will take this quiz, week 2 quiz, visual rhetoric and semiotics. And that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks for listening, and good luck.